What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're looking to get your music reviewed, you can hit up this email that's right here. But today I'm going to hit you up with my thoughts and opinions on this latest album from Vince Staples called FM. Now, Vince Staples is a rapper from North Long Beach, California, who has a lot of projects out there, and he always brings something different whenever he drops a project. With his debut, Summertime '06, he went with a more conceptual project that had a lot of storytelling on it, and then with Big Fish Theory, he switched his sound up with some more experimental electronic elements. He also has tons of EPs and tapes floating around out there. In particular, Hell Can Wait is one of my favorite Vince Staples projects, so regardless of how you feel about him, you gotta admit that he's not afraid to take risks and try new things. He's one of those artists that, I wouldn't list him as one of my personal favorites. Well, I might after this album, because this shit is dope, which I'm about to get into. But what I'm trying to say is he's one of those artists who I always look forward to when it comes to his new music, because I know he's going to try to switch things up a bit. All that said, I do feel like he simplified things a little bit with this one, although he still does have a unique sound, and he is bringing a concept on this track. You might have heard of Big Boy's Neighborhood. It's a radio program that's coming out of LA, so you'll hear him doing some little skits and interludes throughout the project. You're also getting some interludes from Tyga and Earl Sweatshirt. They both come through with little clips of their new music. So I like this radio concept because it keeps things fresh. This is also a very short project that's only a little bit over 20 minutes, so you're not going to get a lot of filler and bullshit here. The interludes and little skits actually fit in very nicely and tie it together well. It's not one of those instances where you feel like you got to skip all the shit because it's so irritating. Now, as for the actual music on this album, I gotta say that it hits harder than Mike Tyson in Punch-Out!, and I'm talking about Iron Mike, the motherfucker who wants to eat your kids, not Mr. Dream. That's an old-ass reference, but some of you might remember that, man. They actually couldn't use Mike Tyson in Punch-Out! At a certain point because of some trademark shit, so they just made him a white guy and called him Mr. Dream. It was some bullshit. That's some old video game trivia for you. But moving on, most of the beats here are handled by Kenny Beats and Hagler, and they really came through with a lot of nasty-ass bangers. I love the jangly production here where you're hearing a lot of different percussion, some bells, heavy 808s, and more just to make for a very cohesive listen. And one of my favorite tracks on here is Outside, man. This is an absolutely filthy banger, so if you're looking to disturb a suburban area or maybe give heart attacks to senior citizens at red lights, you're definitely going to be able to work with this track. Love the bass on that. And then with Relay, we get some bass that is thicker than Kiera Mia. That shit is twisting all over the place. Great bass lines all over this one. So you're really going to be enjoying this project if you're looking for some ignorant ass slappers. You're also going to be going around repeating the hook from Relay where he's talking about the Skinners and the Hammers. I've been doing that ever since I heard this project. It's just stuck in my head. I thought that was kind of fun. In fact, there are plenty of catchy moments on here with his flows, within his verses, and on his hooks. So this comes across as an album to me that is going to be crazy at shows. He's going to be doing live performances and people are going to be singing along with all this shit, throwing elbows, breaking bottles on each other, just going wild. Well, I'm not saying to do that. I ain't trying to get Vince in trouble. Don't go killing each other in mosh pits and shit like that. But this shit is very bouncy and heavy. I definitely fuck with the production and overall sound. But that's not to say that there aren't themes and content within this project, because there definitely is. After that first listen, I thought, this is kind of simple. I liked it. Just some bangers, nothing too crazy. But as I started picking apart at the lyrics, I really like the themes of this project, because it seems to deal with how you're having fun, enjoying yourself, but there's still that constant threat of danger, especially in the streets. So on Feels Like Summer, for example, we get one of the more bouncier productions, as well as a Ty Dolla hook. I say this is one of the more accessible tracks. But then Vince is rapping about how the parties go on till the sun comes out or the guns come out, and he also brings up how he's staying strapped because he's dealing with the past. Again, it's a very fun project, but it does have that streak of danger through it, and that kept it pretty interesting to me. I think he did a good job of painting that picture of what might go on in different neighborhoods, in his neighborhood in particular. So that was a great thing I liked about it, and you're getting the same sort of thing on No Bleedin'. The hook on this states, head on a swivel, no bleeding to me. He's just doing his best not to get caught up. And I love that Kamaya feature on here. She's working this very catchy sing-songy flow that just matches up perfectly. And the features throughout this project I think were on point. He's really just repping for LA and putting on all these different artists. Not putting them on, like they've been around, you know what I'm saying. I just mean he's putting them on his album. So I really like how he was doing that. You get J-Rock on Don't Get Chipped. And this is another track that once again ties into that element of just the threat and danger that can lurk in the streets. J-Rock makes it clear by saying that he's not on medication, money is the only thing he's chasing. And Vince backs this caution up by rapping, "Stay away from snitches who would clown me before. On road to riches, they gonna step on your toes." Look at me, reading people's lines will make them sound bad. But the shit is fire, and I like what he's saying, man. It just seems clear throughout this project that Vince is trying to enjoy himself and make great music, while also not getting caught up in all the bullshit out there, because it's very easy to do that. So I do appreciate Vince for putting that message on here and sort of painting that picture. Very dope project overall. You can even go further with this idea, put it in his own words on the song Fun, where he says, "We just want to have fun, we don't fuck nothing up." This is another all-out banger. I love the video for this because it's going through Google Maps, so it's just a very creative idea, as it has these freeze frames and it slides down like if you were on Google Maps looking shit up. And you're getting the Bay Area legend E40 on here, dropping some hyphy shit, man. His verse really just came across as kind of a long hook to me, which isn't a bad thing. He's just telling you to mac a bitch down. Very catchy track. And Vince has some quotables on here too, when he says that, "My black is beautiful, but I'll still shoot at you." Love this album, man. Short, cohesive, don't have a lot of complaints about it, so I'm going to go with a 4 out of 5 here, man. I think just like with Fetty, that album I reviewed by Currency and Freddie Gibbs, you're getting a short, cohesive project that doesn't have skips, doesn't have filler, it all comes together nicely, and I can't speak for everybody, but I really like this trend of these albums, man. I would rather shit like this than if he stretched this out just for the sake of it to 16 and 17 tracks, and, you know, I had to skip about half of them. Really like how he did that. And I also wanted to point out the song Tweakin was another standout before we get out of here. Has some very eerie production on it, and Kalani is coming through with these sugary vocals, and she's singing about how they lost another person on the weekend. So again, this album does a great job of intermingling fun and death, really kind of ends the album on a somber note, but it's a great track as well. So I don't got a lot of complaints here. My least favorite track would be Run the Bands, because I just felt like it got very repetitive to the hook over and over. I think there was also a pre-hook or a bridge or something on there that got repetitive as well. That's just what it says in my notes, man. I wasn't a big fan of that one, but still. 4 out of 5 feels fair to me. This is my personal favorite Vince Staples project, but I could understand people being split with Vince Staples projects because they are so different. Like I said on the intro, he tries new things. He doesn't just bring the same shit over and over, so I would understand people liking one project over the other. That's just how it goes with his catalog. But all that said, I've said everything I gotta say, so now it's your guys' turn to hit me up in the comments section with your thoughts. And of course, man, you want to make sure you do all that good YouTube and social media stuff where you show me love and you show me lots of it. Thank you for watching, everybody. I will see you next time.